Hello, my name is Holly, and I will. Hello. Hi, Julio.
Hello, Holly.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. It's a little bit cold out
Oh,
here. I'm outside in my patio.
how are you?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
kind of cold.
Do you
But
have a
it's
covering over you?
yeah, I have a small tin roof,
Uh-huh.
but
Awesome.
uh, but it's okay. I like because the night is starry.
Mm-hmm. And what? It's about 11. You're where you're at?
You're right.
11.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Because you're in Mexico.
that's
And
right.
yeah. Okay. And hi, Edgardo. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm actually really ready for the small vacation or the holiday to start. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and I was just thinking, man, I'm looking forward to that. So,
Turkey Day, huh?
Turkey Day, yeah, we'll probably eat turkey and just rest and relax, and we'll probably spend a lot of time with the kids playing on the Wii and maybe playing outside, or I don't know what we'll do. So, but we'll spend time with the kids and
Okay.
stuff. So, yeah.
You're gonna
Sounds
have
nice.
a dinner in your house?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll probably have a late breakfast and then have the Thanksgiving dinner probably about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and then about 5 or 6 we'll have um, other family members come over and um, we will have dessert. So that's the
Great.
plan for the plan. I think I know. I told them that I would make the potatoes because I like my potatoes better than theirs. So
Watch
that's
out for those calories.
yeah. Well, that's true.
Well, they say that people usually put on um 8 pounds during the holiday seasons. Christmas and Thanksgiving. A
Hmm.
lot of foods.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, I think I'm not sure it is any more than any other country. I know that in Finland, when I was there, the Christmas season was really big. They had a lot of Christmas parties that they would go to, and yeah, I think that there's a reason that January everybody joins the gym. So yeah.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, but I'm looking forward. Hey, Felipe, how are you today?
I'm fine, you?
Very good. Are you looking forward to your first Thanksgiving in the States?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I
Yeah.
wanna eat a lot.
It's funny for me. It's um the night before a holiday or the day before a holiday. There's like this anticipation, this feeling, this excitement, and that's how I've been feeling all day. It's really excited about
Yeah.
the holiday, even though it's not going to be. It's going to be special, but not that special. So,
You know
uh,
what happens sometimes? Like you are the day before the holiday, you're like looking forward to it. You think it's gonna be great, and at the end of the day, you say like, man, it was not that great,
I know it's
and
like
it
that
happens so
sucked.
fast. And I thought it
Yeah.
would it would be better, but
Yeah, and I think one reason for that is because people have expectations that aren't fulfilled or whatever.
yeah, you're
So,
right. You kind of picture it in your mind, like your family, everybody, having a good time and laughing, and at the
and
end, it's nothing like that.
yeah, and then instead there's at least 1 or 2 family members that are fighting or arguing or there's tension or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't even remember last year. I think I must have been sick. No, wait. I know I had to work the day before Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, but I don't. Yeah, I must have been sick. I must have slept the most of the day. So,
Actually, I was checking some news. I think
uh-huh.
they were last year news that Wall Street was forcing most of the employees to work on, the low employees to work
Low
on
level.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Mhm.
And they were, catering turkey, and but they were forced to work, and they were very upset about that.
Huh. Yeah, it really depends on the kind of job and the community that you live in and so forth. If you live in a small community, for example, when I was in graduate school, I lived in Illinois, in southern Illinois, and I lived in a small university town of about 60,000 people, and there wasn't a thing open in that town that day. Nothing. So I was like, really? Um, and
Well,
I
I
mean,
think
not
sorry,
yes.
I think Walmart is open on Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know what? They close on Christmas. So, which it's the only day of the year that they actually close, and they close on Christmas Eve about 5 p.m. and they open on Christmas Day about 5 p.m. So they give their employees a whole 24 hours, and many of them, of course, have more than that. But
That's
yeah,
terrible. That's slavery.
yeah. Yep. So, like in my community is big enough. Not my town, but the area is big enough that there will be things open tomorrow. But but and then big cities like New York and Chicago will have things open, but a lot of the smaller towns won't have anything. So, so anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. The topic we have today is on predictions. So, what we're going to do is this is supposed to be a light-hearted discussion about, and we will read predictions that people have made about the future, back in the past, and we'll see whether it really came true or not. So, first of all, what do you think has been the most important invention of the last 100 years? Edgardo, what do you think has been the most important invention?
Probably the computer.
Okay, the computer.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what do you think, Julio?
Well, I have to agree, but I also want to give credit to the internet and the whole communication network that we have nowadays. I remember when I was growing up, there were no emails, and cell phones were really expensive, and everybody had a landline. And nowadays, it almost seems obsolete to have a landline. Everybody's carrying their cell phones and texting and sending emails and pictures, uh, in a really convenient way. So I think that changed completely our way of living.
All right. Yeah, so the computer and the internet as well. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I lost all sound for about a couple seconds, so okay. So the internet as well. What do you think, Felipe?
I don't know. I'm completely agree with the other guys. I
Okay.
think the internet and the computer together are the most important
Okay.
invention of the
Okay. So
past 100 years.
okay. So instead of I'm completely agree, you say I completely agree.
I
Now
completely agree. Okay.
now you can also,
Completely.
if you want to use the you would say I'm in complete agreement. So I completely agree, or I'm
Okay.
in complete agreement. So
Perfect. Nice.
okay. And I think another one that is very important as far as an invention is things in medical science, such as penicillin.
Yeah.
Um, but and I think the computers and modern technology is a short second, in my opinion.
Well, I'm a little skeptical about that. I see people dying of the same diseases over the past 100 years. I mean, they've been dying about for the
Hmm.
same causes, so I haven't really seen any big improvement.
Yeah. Well, that people aren't dying as much, though. We still have so many of the same diseases, but not as many people are dying, right?
100 years ago, I would have expected people to be living I don't know, 120 years by 2015, and that's not happening.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting. I was just reading an article today that I found off of Facebook about the bubonic plague. And that was the plague that caused all these problems in Europe, and millions of people died in the Middle Ages. And I was very surprised that they still have it. And there's a country in Africa that is actually experiencing the bubonic plague. But instead of having thousands of people dying, there's only about 150 people that have caught it and died. So they're able to catch a lot of the illnesses that we had way back then, and at least stop it from spreading as quickly. But yeah, I can see your point though, Julio. All right.
Yeah, and also viruses, they evolve and they
Mhm.
fight their way back to our system. So
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be a never-ending fight.
Yeah. Well, isn't it true that the tuberculosis virus, we thought we had completely eradicated it, and we had stopped the tuberculosis, and now there's some countries that has it again. Do you guys remember that? Have you heard that?
No, but it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, that I had heard that. So, hi Ake, how are you today?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
Very good, very good. Glad you can make it. Okay, so we're talking today about predictions, and a question for you, Ake.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, what do you think has been the most important invention of the last 100 years?
Last 100 years. How to use electricity?
Oh, electricity.
Yeah.
Has that been in the last 100 years though?
I don't know. I'm not sure. More than 100
I think
years.
that's been longer than 100 years, but yeah, okay. Electricity has been an important invention. All right, thank you. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to read an article, and it looks like it is. I've read through it before, and it looks like a real fun one, because we're going through systematically what people have predicted and what really happened. So here's some words from the article. We have a mogul, stare, misreport, or to misreport, to stare, a rumor, a sensation, bright, a pioneer, spam, a vacuum cleaner. So let's go ahead and match these words. Felipe, could you read the first letter A and
Okay.
match it?
A machine which cleans floors and other surfaces by soaking up dust and dirt.
Okay, now this right here, the CH right here, sometimes it has a strong ch, and other times it's a sh. And
Okay.
for this one, it's a machine, so it's
Machine.
more like an SH. Okay, and what is the answer for that?
9.
9, yes, a
A
vacuum.
vacuum cleaner. Yeah.
Okay, a vacuum cleaner. Julio, can you read letter B?
Be a person or organization which is one of the first to do something.
So a person or organization.
I think it's a pioneer.
Yes. Yes, it is a pioneer. Seven. Okay, and Edgardo, can you read the next one?
Letter C. A story that people hear from other people which may or may not be true. Number 4. A rumor.
A rumor, okay. And Ake, can you read the next one?
An important, powerful person in business or in entertainment. I think it's mogul. A mogul.
Yeah, a mogul. Okay, and F, Felipe.
Something which causes great excitement and interest.
Okay.
A sensation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the sensation. We skipped intelligent. I skipped intelligent. So. Okay. So what is intelligent here? Anybody?
Bright.
Bright. Yes. So if you are very bright, you are very intelligent. Okay. And Julio, can you read letter G?
GG, to give wrong information in a newspaper, magazine, news, broadcast, etc. about what somebody said. That is a misreport.
Yes, a misreport. Okay. And Edgardo, letter H.
To look for a long time with your eyes wide open. To stare.
Okay, to stare. Yes. And okay, the last one. The most difficult one, as you know.
Okay. Unwanted emails, usually advertisements. I think it's
Okay.
spam.
Yeah. So let's remember to read unwanted. When I heard it, I didn't hear the un part. So unwanted emails, usually advertisements. Okay. So question for you, Julio: how many spams per day do you most likely get?
I usually get a couple of spam at the grocery store and I prepare myself a sandwich.
Okay, so you're talking spam as in food. Okay, but spam is in email.
I get tons of it, so I don't check my email anymore.
Is that a joke?
Which one? The ham or the
The first
email?
one, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to be funny. I cannot do that still in English. I don't get to be funny.
Yeah, it is harder to be funny, but I finally got it. I was like, wait a minute. The way he did it, he had to have been totally BSing me. So yeah. So do you guys know that spam is also a food?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you guys? I know that spam's really popular in Korea. Is it popular also in Japan?
Only in Okinawa. Other area, spam is not so popular.
Okay. How about in Chile, Edgardo? Or you're from Peru?
No, from Chile.
Chile. Okay. Is spam popular?
The spam?
Yeah. Spam as in the food.
I don't understand.
Okay. Well, spam has two meanings, and Julio was cracking a joke because and I asked how many spams he gets per day, and so he made it into a joke. So, do you guys have spam as in the food in Chile? Have you ever heard of it? Felipe,
No.
have you?
No, it's the first time that I heard about the spam like a food.
Okay.
I'm looking for in Google, and no, we don't have that kind of food in Chile.
Okay, you don't have it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's confused. That's why there was a confused look. So,
Yeah.
obviously, you have it in Mexico. So, and yes.
I just want to say yes, we have it. We usually find it in Walmart, but no, we don't need it.
Yeah. Okay. It's not very popular. Yeah. It's basically this, and it.
But it's a kind of meat.
It's a kind of meat, but it's I think it's disgusting. So
Yeah, I'm watching some photos and it's so strange for me.
yeah, so but in some parts of the world, for example, after the Korean conflict in Korea, the U.S. government brought over a lot of spam, and it became actually very popular in Korea. But it's I don't know. I mean, it's a nice low cost meal, and I believe my brother-in-law really likes it. He every once in a while asks me if I want spam, and I'm guessing he's just teasing me, but he might not be. Who knows? So okay, but anyway, spam are two things: unwanted emails and also unwanted meat, unwanted fake meat. So okay, and okay, tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can think of a question. Um, in Japan, is it polite to stare at somebody or look at someone's eyes when you're when they are talking to you?
Yeah, usually, yeah, it's we it's not stare, maybe see the eye, but not
Uh-huh.
stare, strong stare. It's not
Uh-huh.
so. Sometimes it's also not so good.
Mhm.
People feel anxious about it, but
Mhm.
usually, basically, we see person's eye while we are talking.
Mhm. Now I've heard that in some countries,
Hmm.
when you are listening, you look at the eyes, but when you're talking, you don't. And in other countries,
Oh.
it's when they're talking, they look in the eyes, and when they're listening, they don't.
Hmm.
But I can't remember which my country does.
I see. Maybe it tend to be see while we are listening, maybe we tend to look the
Look in
eye,
the
but
eyes.
yeah, maybe if I dare to say it, but
Uh-huh.
it's not there's no strict rule about that. That's kind of
Uh-huh.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that well, I know I can't remember what country it was. I was talking to somebody and I realized that we were completely opposite.
Mhm.
I think it was Korea. So, okay. Um, Edgardo, can you tell me about a rumor that you have heard recently that you know is not true, or tell us about it?
Uh, oh, I don't know.
Okay. You can't think of it any. Okay. Uh, when was the last time you vacuumed your house with a vacuum cleaner?
Maybe 2 weeks ago.
Okay. That's an easier question. So,
Uh,
um, Felipe, have you heard any rumors lately?
The last rumor that I heard, mm, not many. I think when I'm staying in Chile, yeah, all the time I hear rumors,
Mm.
but actually not really. Ah, yeah, yeah. I was looking for information on YouTube,
Mhm.
and I watched a video that said that about ISIS.
Yeah.
Yeah, the decapitations are fake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
But they're
And
not.
this, yeah, maybe are preparing, are no, maybe are this decapitation are produced in a TV show place. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh,
strange. In YouTube you can watch a lot of strange things.
yeah, that's true. You really can. So, yeah.
Rumors or yeah.
Yeah.
Teacher, I'm sorry
Yes.
to answer the question. I remember that here in Chile, um, every once in a while we hear the rumor that the price of the gas, the gasoline, is
Mhm.
going to rise, and
Mhm.
that rumor is always true.
Yeah. And like we heard a rumor that the gas was going to go down, and it's actually on its way down. So it's like, yeah, I I I wrote something on a board. I was making an illustration one time, and it was probably about 15, maybe not, yeah, it was about sometime in the early 2000s, maybe 2003, 2004. I wrote a something on a as an illustration in this one company, and what I wrote was the rumor on Wall Street is that Nokia and Microsoft will merge. And I wrote this like in maybe 2002, 2003, 2004, and here 10 years later, 10 years later that actually happened, that Nokia and Microsoft has merged, and I'm like totally shocked because I was just using it as an illustration of what a rumor is. so anyway, can you think of well, let's go on. I'm having a hard put to find some questions for those words. Okay, so let's read the article to find out who made the following inaccurate predictions and when. Okay, the first one was the British will not need telephones. Second one was people will soon get bored of watching television. Third
That's happening already.
Yeah, well, you think so?
Yeah, now people go on, Netflix and they watch YouTube.
Yeah, I think people are starting to change. They still watch things, but they're starting to change their viewing habits. That's true. 640 kilobytes of memory is all that you need in a computer. And you computer guys can tell me what's wrong with that one. So by 2006, the iPod will no longer be popular, and that's like not true at all. A 10-passenger airplane will be the biggest plane ever built. People will not need home computers. The problem of spam will be solved by 2006.
Talking about the ham, right?
No, about the email.
Yeah, that was funny.
It will work though. It will work as a food too. Because there is that problem of spam. Okay, there will be nuclear-powered vacuum cleaners before 1980. So, nuclear-powered, interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this, and let's have fun with it. The iPod, it's certain to fail, and other predictions the experts would rather forget. Sir Alan Sugar is not alone. Many of technology's greatest minds have been proved very, very wrong. So do you guys need me to increase this a little? Okay, so number one, Ake, can you read that one?
Okay. The telephone, how I'm British. In 1878, Sir William Preece, the chief engineer of the post office, said, "The Americans have need of the telephone, but the British do not. We have plenty of message boys." But with nearly 80 million handsets in Britain alone, that's almost two per adult. We've never needed them more.
Okay, so as far as pronunciation, okay, messenger.
Messenger.
Yeah, so what you did was you said message, and you actually swallowed the ending of this word, messenger boys. Okay, so they have 2 million handsets and 80 million handsets in Britain alone. That's 2 per person. Do any of you guys have 2 telephones?
No, I only have one. Well, I have my landline though.
So yeah, so you technically have you have a landline and you have a cell phone. Okay, Felipe, do you have more than one phone?
Yeah, actually, just because I brought with me my phone from Chile just to use with Wi-Fi for WhatsApp. I don't know. I think 2 weeks ago I got some new phone with a U.S. number for I'm gonna be here. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Did you get a track phone or?
No, it's my friend gave me a T-Mobile phone that he didn't use, that he don't use anymore, and I just buy a SIM card for.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, but it's just a temporary number.
Yeah. Okay. And Edgardo, do you have more than one phone?
Yes, when I had another cell phone number when the smartphones came out.
Okay. So
So
you
I
have
changed the number.
So you have two cell phone numbers. Yes. And how about you, Ake? Do you have one or two or?
One cell phone and one traditional phone.
Okay, so that is actually called what Julio called it, a landline.
A landline.
Landline.
And handset is a British expression for telephone?
Yeah. A handset, it's not really British. I think the Americans use it as well. A handset is just meaning the actual phone, and it comes from it comes from the old-fashioned words.
Usually it means a landlord phone, not a cell phone or smartphone, probably.
Yeah, usually the when you're talking about a handset, you usually mean it's from the traditional phones that were to traditional landline phones.
Okay.
So this is usually what people consider a handset right here. But there are some cell phones here as well. But and that's an old one, the Nokia communicator.
The main difference I found between Britain and United States is that in the UK they call it a mobile, and in the US they call it just a cell phone.
Yeah, and the other difference is that in the UK they will also call a mobile a handy. So but also another difference, Julio, is that they will also pronounce it mobile and we pronounce it mobile. So the pronunciation is also slightly different as well.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so they'll say mobile, we'll say mobile.
Oh yeah, mobile phone. Yeah, that's how you call it, right?
And to us, a mobile phone is one that is actually in the car, and it's part of the car, which we don't have those as much anymore. But all right, yes.
I remember I saw an article that I think it was in the 80s. Mobile phones were very popular. Like if you had a phone in your car, you had like a different status. So they would say like fake antennas that you could attach to your car, so people would think that you had a mobile phone, but it was just to get the status of being rich or popular.
My dad was actually talking about that. It was he died in 2004, and I was home. I think like in 2002 or something like that. And he told me, Holly, I think I've decided I'm going to buy a fake phone. And while I'm driving, I'm going to have it in my hand. And he goes, that way I can talk to myself when I'm driving, and nobody's going to question it.
Yeah.
And that was actually right before it started to become really popular in the States for everybody to have one. And I know that he would have really liked the technology that came out after he died. So I have I have my regular cell phone, and then for 1 year I got a girl came from Switzerland as a foreign exchange student, and she lived in my home, and I found out how much she was spending on telephone, so I got her a phone on my subscription, and I've just kept it, and I've loaned it out to people if they, like my sister loses her phone on a regular basis and things like that. And so so I have two cell phones, and I also have a Skype in number. So if wherever I am in the world, if I am on internet, somebody can call this Idaho number and they can get me. So, and so that's kind of nice. Next one, let's go with television. Boring. Edgardo, can you read this one? Edgardo? Okay, maybe he's having problems with his internet. Julio, can you read it?
Your television boring. Televisions were first sold widely in the 1930s. So what influenced Daryl Zanuck, a Hollywood mogul and founder of 20th Century Fox, when in 1946 he predicted that people would soon get tired of staring at a box every night.
Okay, so as you know, that did not happen, and it has changed. So people are not technically staring at a box as much anymore, but what are they staring at now? So, Felipe, what kinds of things are they staring at?
Sorry, I don't was paying attention. Can you repeat me the question?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, in the reading, it was predicted that people would soon get tired of staring at a box every night. Okay. So, and let's see. So people are not staring at a box as much anymore. But what are they doing?
Yeah, I think the people is actually changed the box. It's a different type of box. Actually, the people maybe is a little tired of the box like TV, but actually are all the time with little box like in the cell phones or tablets or I don't know. I think
yes, cell phones, tablets, computers.
But it's a I don't know, more little box.
It's personal. It's personal. Yeah. So okay. When you want to entertain yourself, do you turn TV on, or do you turn on live streaming, or what do you do?
Now there's live streaming and kind of chat type live streaming.
Really?
Ordinary broadcaster broadcasting, and people comment on it on the screen, and the broadcaster reply that comment or such kind of show.
Wow.
Do
you find that on the internet?
It is very popular site here. So after I began, so now I rarely watching television actually.
Yeah. Yeah. And how about you, Julio? What is your entertainment habits?
Well, I don't have that much leisure time, but when I have some, I'd rather read. I'm actually reading a terrible book, but it's one of the few books I actually have in English. So I'm doing that right now, and I do watch. I like to watch Saturday Night Live. Well, I never watched the show. I just watched, the little clips that they have on YouTube. I think they are pretty fun. I'm also a big fan of Seinfeld, the TV show.
Seinfeld's funny.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really hilarious.
Yeah. It's funny for me with Saturday Night Live and the other talk shows like Jay Leno and things like that. The only time that I find them really, really hilariously funny is when I'm not actually in the U.S. And so I'm not around American humor on a day-to-day basis. And so I watch that, and I'm just rolling on the floor laughing. But when I'm in the States, I don't actually ever watch them. So, and I'm not sure why that is, but it's reality. So
I heard something like that with Mexicans. There are many Mexicans that cross the border and they try to make a living there in the United States. But when they are here in Mexico, they are like, "Oh, I hate this country and I hate the food," and they pretty much hate all the Mexican culture, the flag and the national anthem and stuff like that. And when they are in the States, they get like all patriot. And yes, they have the big Mexican flag outside their windows. And they get like too patriotic over there. I don't know why.
Yeah, and I have experienced a similar thing. Like when I was a kid, the holiday I hated the most was Thanksgiving. Until I went abroad and I didn't celebrate Thanksgiving, all of a sudden I realized how important it was, and and I guess I grew up. So, Felipe, tell me, what are your viewing habits? Do you watch things live on? I mean, do you watch streaming, or do you watch TV, or?
Yeah, all the time, always I said I don't like the series. All the time I said that. But I don't know, around 4 months ago, I said, okay, I'm gonna give a chance to watch some series. And start with Game of Thrones, and I love it. And then I continue with Breaking Bad, and oh my God, I love it too. And yeah, I think that already I have been watched, I don't know, complete series, but that's all. I think most of the time I'm looking for some documental or some kind of streaming in internet.
Mm-hmm. Do you use Netflix?
Nope, no, because I think I am like an illegal person, and I'm always watching movies and series, so that kind
Okay.
of thing. I don't know, in
Uh-huh.
piratas
Okay.
websites. Yeah,
I see. Oh yeah.
yeah. Maybe in United States it's not common, but in South
Mhm.
America you can watch a lot of that
Yeah.
program. Some
Yeah.
websites. Yeah.
Yeah, I downloaded the entire Star Trek when I lived in Finland, and now I feel so guilty that one day I'm going to get the $200 and pay for that Star Trek.
Yeah.
It was Star Trek Voyager, I believe. But okay, as far as the language feedback, what's the difference? There's a document and there's a documentary. What are the difference between those, Felipe?
And document, I think, is, I don't know, a kind of paper with some information.
Mm-hmm.
Documentary, I don't know if documentary or documental, like a film. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a documentary is a film, and
Okay.
documental is not a word in English.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, in some languages they confuse that possibly because of their first language. But yeah, so document is a piece of paper, documentary is the film, and I wasn't sure actually which word you said, but now I realize you said documental. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
So, welcome, Edgardo. Can you speak?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay, because we lost you for a few minutes. So, so tell us what are your television or your entertainment viewing habits? Do you watch on the internet, or do you have TV or satellite or cable or?
I think I use my computer as a television.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So there I watch movies or videos on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I like also the documentaries. I think they're a good way to practice English and also to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I love documentaries, and I also I'm the same way as all of you guys. I don't use my TV anymore. In fact, I have such a small little place. I've got this big TV that I've decided I'm going to just put it in storage for if I ever get a bigger place again. I might have it for, but I realized I don't need it anymore. So, all right. Let's go on to the next one. 640 kilobytes of memory. Edgardo, you read, right? Julio, can you read this? Or did you read the television?
Yeah.
Okay, so Edgardo, can you read this next section, number 3?
640 kilobytes of memory, all you need on a PC. Let's be fair to Bill Gates. He claims he was misreported when in 1981 there were rumors about his view that nobody will need more than 640 kilobytes on their PCs. Most machines are sold with at least 2 gigabytes of memory, only 3,500 times the amount that people say Gates predicted.
Okay. Now, so we say gigabytes.
Gigabytes.
Gigabytes. And then also I want to go over, this is a number situation. 3,500 is totally fine. Okay. However, there's another way that's actually a lot of times easier to say than saying 3,500. Okay. So in this one, because there's two O's behind here, you can actually say 3,500.
3,500. Okay.
3,500. Now, if you have 3,525, then we would not say 3,525. Okay, only if there's two O's, two zeros. So this one would definitely be 3,525. But when you have the two zeros, you can make it easier. So this would be this one, for example, it could be 1,600, or to make it easier, 1,600. 2,500, 2,500. So, any questions about that?
Yeah, I have a question. I read about this long ago on the internet.
Uh-huh.
Well, I want confirmation about it. I read that people can say 3,525 or 3,525. Is there any rule, or is just according to the person?
I think it's based on the person. There's no specific rule. I wouldn't even think of adding the and, but I wouldn't say if say for example if you had actually said 3,525, I would not have heard it. It would not be a mistake in my mind, even though I don't put the and.
Okay.
So is that what they said? Did they where you read it? Was there a rule or anything, or?
Well, there was no rule. That it was just a way that people say it. Like in some people, they would say the telephone number. They would say it digit by digit, and some other people would actually say double digits. Like, but it depends on it's regional. That's what they say.
Yeah, it's regional, but it's also personality. For example, my mom is she's marginally dyslexic, and I remember when I was about 9 or 10 years old, her telling us, we were practicing telephone numbers, and her telling us that we should do this. We should do 365 3653. You know, and my sister and I were looking at her like, why don't you just say the individual numbers? But in her mind, you say them in packets of 2. And I don't know why, but her mind, it goes that way. So it's also personality. So, all right. Yeah, so Bill Gates was possibly misquoted, but obviously he was wrong if he wasn't. So, iPod, certain failure. Felipe, could you read the first paragraph in this?
Okay. Sir Alan Sugar, I don't know. Sugar. The Amsterdam boss has a reputation for straight talking. What then was the thinking when he said, in an interview in February 2005, next Christmas the iPod will be dead, finished, gone, kaput. The media players designed by Apple are one of the technical sensations of the decade, selling 174 million units worldwide.
Yes, okay. So next Christmas, the iPod will be dead, finished. So instead of not finished, finished.
Okay, finished.
Gone, kaput. Okay, but if iPod had not improved, if Apple had not improved the iPod, do you think that it would still be in operation?
No, I don't think so. I actually think that the iPad is actually it's getting outdated. Now people prefer the iPad.
Yeah, the iPad or even the iPhone, and they're all the same.
Yeah, I heard, I don't know, I think 1 month ago that Apple stopped to produce the iPod.
Did you hear that? Let's Google this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think 1 month ago or something like that.
Yeah, I read the same news. Yeah.
Did you hear that? Let's see. Okay. Okay, so is the iPod still being made? No, still in. It's right here. The iPad is dead. Now stop being so weepy and start. Yeah, it looks like it's. It looks like it's dead. Okay, well, goodbye iPod. So he was right, but he was just about, what,
I have a
9
link
years.
here. I found a link if you want to see.
Okay, what is the link? Okay. Tim Cook explains. Let's see. Why the iPod had to die and confirms the Apple Watch needs daily charging.
I don't know if that quotes me.
Let's see. Okay, Cook explained that Apple couldn't get the parts anymore. They don't make them anymore. If that surprises you, remember that Apple doesn't manufacture its own products, designing them and being the product dealer. In fact, Samsung provided the components for a significant amount of its circuitry, up to 90% for the iPod.
Yeah.
Interesting. So that's it. Well, that's good to know. The iPod. Well, this guy was right. He was just what 10 years, or no, it's 2014. He was 9 years too late. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Kaput means dead, and it's from another language. Is that from Spanish?
Yeah, I
No.
think so. I don't know. I
That's
don't
like
know.
Arabic or something.
Is it from
German.
Arabic?
Yeah, but we use that word too. Kaput. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's one of those international words that a
Yeah.
lot of languages use. It may be Arabic. Yeah.
If you want the Spanish version of Caput, like the international version, is Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, baby.
No, it's so different. I think so. Kaput and hasta la vista is so different.
All of a sudden, I'm thinking of going to a party and walking through this party there's a bunch of Finns all over, and Finns are normally stereotypically very quiet. And they don't talk except when they're drunk. To hear these people where they take a drink and then they go tequila. It's definitely an international word. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Boeing 247, unbeatably big. Okay, can you read that?
Okay, the Boeing in 1933, a Boeing 247 capable of holding 10 people took flight. One unnamed engineer proudly declared, "There will never be a bigger plane built." True, if you do not include the 727, 737, 747, and hundreds of other airplanes, commercial or military. Perhaps keeping his name secret was the brightest idea that engineer had.
Yeah, okay. And you did good. So actually, this is a Boeing 247, because I think you found it very awkward to say 247, right?
It's
So
too
when you
long.
got down here, you said 727, 737, 747, and that's usually what we will do when it comes to part numbers. We'll just say each number individually. So, okay. And has anybody ever flown on a double-decker plane where there's 2 floors?
No.
No.
I've always wanted to, but I haven't yet. We'll see what they're like in the next decade. Okay, next one. Edgardo, can you read this one?
Computers are not really for home use. Digital Equipment Corp., better known as DEC, has been a pioneer of the U.S. computer industry. But that, but what was its co-founder Ken Olser thinking when he argued in 1977 that there is no reason for anybody to have a computer at his home? More than a billion people now have home computers.
And many of them have more than one. So
Yes,
Yeah.
that's my case.
yeah, in my case, I mean, I always have more than one. Usually in my case right now, the second one is kaput. That's why I got the, or the first one's kaput. That's why I got the second one. Okay, well, another thing as far as feedback, this word right here, it is pronounced two different ways. I usually would say digital equipment core. I usually don't say the P. Now, other people pronounce the P. So that I think that it's either regional or it's just personal. I'm not sure exactly on this one which one it is, but just an FYI here. Okay. All right. Julio, I'm going to have you read this just because of your jokes.
All right. The end of spam. What Bill Gates can deny is providing the following piece of wisdom to the 2004 World Economic Forum. 2 years from now, the father of modern information technology said, spam will be solved. As everyone with an email account knows, the number of unwanted emails shows no sign of decreasing.
Yeah. For a while there, I was getting spams with some of the funniest names. I even wrote a blog post about it because I thought it was so funny. But we all get spams every once in a while, or all the time. Okay, nuclear vacuum cleaning. Felipe, could you read that one?
Okay. Just over half a century ago, Alex Lewitt, president of the Lewitt Corp vacuum company, made a prediction to the New York Times. Nuclear-powered vacuum cleaners will probably be a reality within 10 years, he said.
So as far as pronunciation, nuclear-powered vacuum cleaners will probably be a reality.
Be a reality.
Reality within 10 years. Can you guys imagine a nuclear-powered vacuum cleaner?
Well, I think we will die first, but the cockroaches will still be around.
That's true, especially down in your area of the world. Do they have cockroaches in Japan?
Yes.
Okay. I'm from the part of the world where we don't have cockroaches.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
What about mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes we have all over the place.
Oh,
So, but this time of year, though, there are no mosquitoes because it's too cold, and so they die.
they die? I think they just
Or they do something.
hibernate. Yeah.
They go away. So when it's cold, we don't have to deal with mosquitoes. And Finland is the same way. They have a really bad mosquito problem. I am lucky, though, because the mosquitoes don't like my blood. So my dad was so mad at me one time. He took me to a cemetery over in this area to see my grandfather's grave, and he looked down, and my legs were covered with black. There were mosquitoes just attacking me, and I didn't get one bite at all.
Wow.
So they were checking me out, and I get one bite a year, maybe. So, all right. Well, I want to thank you all for your participation today. I hope you guys learned some new words, and I hope this was as lighthearted as they said it was going to be. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
And happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Felipe, I hope you have a good time.
And thank you too.
See you later. See you Friday, maybe.
I will have some spam turkey.
Okay, do that. Or what? Actually, I was hearing somebody today talk about tofu. Tofurkey.
Tofurkey. Oh, yeah, for
That's
vegetarians,
tofu.
right?
Yeah, it's a tofu turkey. Ugh. Yeah, I'll take the real stuff. So, okay, thanks. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye.